Good morning, South Africa and Zimbabwe. Welcome to Global Education's Virtual Expo. We've got another webinar for you today. We're in week 4 now, and we're almost at the end of the virtual event. So we do ask for you to please, do continue to sign up. You'll be able to receive all the recordings. And if you'd like us to distribute to your school, please do get in touch with us. A little bit firstly for Global Education. We're in a small family business that helps students to study overseas. We do the entire process from your consultation straight through to even your personal statement guidance. And we fast track your applications. We work with your visas. There's campus accommodation. And we're also a UCAS and IELTS center as well. So please do get in touch. We do it all for you and take away that stress and that anxiety. So today we've got Bellevue College, and it's one of the new partners that we have been contracted with to help and support here in South Africa. And they started with us during the pandemic, so we're really grateful for that support, and we're looking to really showcase to you here in the region the benefit of going to Bellevue College. It's the West Coast, it's near Seattle, it's got some fantastic companies that are near it. You really get exposed to some high-level networking as well, and that's one of the biggest things that my advice to you in learning to study overseas is learn how to network. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Beta. For you that have been following us, you should be aware of who Beta is now. She's our international manager here. She looks after the region and who's your daily contact with us when we're counseling you to go to Bellevue. So Beta, I'm going to hand over the screen to you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for having me today. I'm very excited to present to everyone who joined us today about Bellevue College and what Bellevue College has to offer. So let me go ahead and start sharing my screen so we can start this presentation. Okay. So again, my name is Beta Anderson, and I work as an international recruiter at Bellevue College in Washington State. And this presentation will talk about benefits of community college and why you should choose Bellevue College. So let's start. Bellevue College was founded in 1966, and it's a public school, and it's also the largest among 34 two-year colleges in Washington State. It's also the third largest school in Washington State after University of Washington, Washington State University, and then we have Bellevue College. Bellevue College enrolls about 29,000 students with about 700 international students represented by about 60 plus different countries. Even though our school is it's one of the biggest, the class size still stays quite small, which is very important for students like you coming from another country when trying to adjust to a new country as well as educational system. The class size is about 21 students per one faculty. So again, that gives you a chance to get to know your peers, your classmates, as well as your professor. We do offer associate degree programs, university transfer programs, applied bachelor's, certificates, and non-degree programs. We also have international high school completion program and ESL program. So again, even though we are a community college, we do offer bachelor programs for students as well. So students can complete 2 years at Bellevue College and then stay with Bellevue College and do another 2 years at the end, get a bachelor's degree. Or they can do typical 2+2, where they would study at Bellevue College first and then transfer to another university for 2 more years and also get a bachelor's degree. We do have a brand new residence hall on campus and was completed in 2018. And I have a separate slide to talk to you about housing specifically later on. So let's talk a little bit about Bellevue itself. So again, Bellevue College is located in Bellevue, Washington. Here you can see on the slide a picture of Bellevue. So you can see that it's a very modern city with a lot of high rises, but also it has quite a little bit of greenery. There's a lot of parks and there's a lot of areas to walk around as well. So in general, Bellevue College is in this beautiful city, Washington, Bellevue, Washington. It's close to Seattle and it's surrounded by the Puget Sound, also several lakes, mountains. It's located about 15 minutes from Seattle downtown. So again, it's pretty close and by driving, and also located about 20 minutes from SeaTac International Airport. So again, if you decide to come, it's a short drive from the airport to Bellevue City and Bellevue College, since Bellevue College is about 5 minutes to downtown Bellevue. Bellevue College is also located within 10 minutes drive from known tech companies such as Expedia, T-Mobile, Microsoft, Amazon are all located in Bellevue. Those companies are tech companies, and of course, they are a great opportunity for students who are interested in the tech field, maybe computer science, engineering, business, accounting. We do offer all those majors, and a lot of our students choose Bellevue College because of its location and those opportunities where they can do internships at those companies or do OPT programs, so work after getting a degree. Bellevue is also a safe and wealthy city. Median household income is about 112,000, and it's considered to be the best 10 cities to live and the safest in the United States. Moreover, in 2019, Bellevue won the best school district in Washington state. So when it comes to admissions requirement at Bellevue College, you can apply 4 times a year. So we have 4 intakes. You can apply for fall, winter, spring, and summer term. There are some English proficiency requirements. Here I listed TOEFL, for example, but if you are from English-speaking country, then that's going to be your proof of English proficiency, as long as your passport provides the country that is an English-speaking country. And to compare, some universities admit students only once or twice a year. So if you want to start your education sooner and be in the United States sooner, then again, Bellevue College will be a great choice. Also, Bellevue College would be a little bit more affordable. The cost of attendance is lower compared to a university. Annual tuition at Bellevue College is about $12,000, where other universities will range from $26,000 to even $38,000 a year. There are more OPT opportunities, or you can get an OPT after getting a degree. So if you start at the community college, such as Bellevue College, and get an associate degree, you can then apply for 1 year of OPT. After completion of OPT, you can go back to school, do another 2 years, and then get bachelor's degree. And then after that bachelor's degree, you can do another OPT. So you can have 2 OPTs, where in comparison, if you choose to go to the university and you go for the 4 years straight, you will only qualify for 1 OPT because you will get after 4 years a bachelor's degree, and then you can do OPT then. So that's another benefit for students who do want to get that experience, working experience, and professional experience as well, to have opportunity at least to have option to have complete 2 OPTs instead of 1. So I will talk to you a little bit now about the programs again at Bellevue College. So if you can start at the English program, if that's something that interests you, we have 5 levels of English program. The program is designed for about 20 hours a week. Completion time is about 9 to 12 months, depending on which level you'll be starting at. And then you will, after completion of ESL, you can move into the bridge program. That is a 1 quarter only program. It has college prep courses, or you can submit proof of English proficiency that can put you into this bridge program. Moving on, kind of in the same step is that to get into the college level, you need to provide a proof of English proficiency or have the bridge program completed. And to start the bachelor's program at Bellevue College, you need to have the associate degree and proof of English proficiency. The minimum study length is 1 quarter, so that's 11 weeks, about 3 months, and the classes start in September, January, April, and July. Summer term, it's a little shorter, it's about 8 weeks. So now we'll talk to you a little bit about transfer associate degree program. So a lot of domestic students in the United States, they choose to come to community colleges first for the above reasons that I mentioned earlier. Affordability, they can apply more often. So that's very typical for students here in the United States to start at the community college first. So the system, it's called 2+2, and then that equals 4. So again, you will do 2 years at the community college, then you transfer, do another 2 years at the university. At the end, your first part of higher education, it's 4 years, and then you get a bachelor's degree. And why students choose this way to do and start at a community college first is because also it's important for you to know that for the first 2 years, what you're going to be learning, no matter if it's community college or university, for the first 2 years, you're going to be taking a lot of general education courses. So again, no matter if it's community college or university, for the at least 1.5 to 2 years, you need to complete those general education courses. So why not to come to community college such as Bellevue College and just pay less if you have to complete them anyway? And then at the 3rd year, you will start taking very specific classes towards your major, and that's going to be in the year 3 and year 4. So again, the year 1st and 2 general education courses, you can get after first 2 years your associate degree and then transfer to the university for the year 3 and 4, and then at the end you earn a bachelor's degree. So Bellevue College does have partnerships with 17 different universities across the United States. A lot of our students are transferring to University of Washington because it's only 15 minutes from Bellevue College. And again, they like Washington, they like the location. So for example, in 2019, about 311 Bellevue College students transferred to University of Washington. However, there are a lot of students transferring all over the United States. We have students who transferred to UCLA, UC Berkeley, UC San Diego, Columbia University, Purdue University, New York University. We of course have students who transferred to Ivy League schools. One of our global leaders who will be actually graduating in spring, she just got admitted into the MIT. But going back to the specific partner universities that we have, so when you apply to Bellevue College and one of our partner university stands out for you, or you did your research and you know that, okay, I want to go to this university and Bellevue College partners with them, that's awesome, because we can issue you conditional admissions for that university. Well, the conditional admissions is issued from the school, but you will be accepted to Bellevue College. You will get acceptance letter, acceptance package for Bellevue College. But in that acceptance package, you're gonna have a conditional acceptance letter from the university you chose that you would want to eventually transfer to. However, keep in mind that even if you change your mind later on, that's totally fine. If you arrive and start taking classes and maybe you will decide then, okay, I maybe want to actually transfer somewhere else. We also have a transfer fair twice a year when we invite over 100 representatives from different universities. So you might attend, for example, a transfer fair, talk to someone and do your research and decide, I don't want to go to the school I chose at the beginning. I want to go somewhere else. And that's totally fine. You can definitely change your mind. You will just meet with one of our academic advisors and they will just help you to apply for the new school you want to transfer to and explain all the requirements for that school as well. So a little bit more about Bellevue College. So it's a vibrant, active community. There's a lot of activities, a lot of clubs and events. Of course, now in Washington State, there's no mask requirement anymore indoors. However, Bellevue College still has a mask mandates for indoors. But again, there's more and more in-person activities, which is very, very exciting. And I'm sure it's going to be even more and more in the next coming months. We do post those events on our social media, so check us out on our social media, follow us. Also, follow us to hear and from other students who are current students or alumni students who now work somewhere else, or maybe they transfer to another university, about their experience about Bellevue College. So I always recommend you to visit our Instagram account, our Facebook account, or even on our website, you can find student testimonials and just read and hear from the students who are attending Bellevue College or who attended Bellevue College. But going back to the activities and clubs, we have about 80 active clubs at Bellevue College, so it's definitely a lot and always something to choose from. But if you won't find a club that you want to join, you can open your own club, and we are here to support you, and we'll be happy to help you open your own new club. We offer more than 60 permanently funded programs, providing educational, culture, and social activities. You can get engaged with campus community and explore a lot a lot of stuff related to your career, personal interest. We have a career center on campus. We have theater. We have planetarium. We have athletics. So again, there's a lot to do here at Bellevue College. So finally, there is a slide that I was mentioning way at the beginning, the housing and other options for students to stay, where to stay when they decide to come to study here. So again, the brand new housing completed in 2018, it's a great option for students. You need to be at least 17 years old to live in the housing, but you need to be only 16 years old to attend Bellevue College. So if you want to come as early as 16, then you will need to choose another option than housing. But the housing is a wonderful option because there is no commute, so you can walk to all the classes. There is a cafeteria just on the bottom floor. It has beautiful views of the Seattle, actually. You can see Seattle from the housing. It has its own gym. We do have a gym on campus as well, but housing has its own gym too. And of course, there's a lot of space for you for a study room, so you can go to the study room and study. The housing is an apartment style. It has 5 floors, 8 different layouts. So the payments will include utilities, which is great. Monthly rent will be about from $833 to $1,500. Application fee is only $25, and the housing can accommodate about 400 domestic and international students. I always suggest students to apply for housing as soon as they're admitted to Bellevue College because the space fills out quickly. Of course, we do have a homestay option as well. Here you will get a room in someone's home. You would live with host family. The placement fee is about $300, but monthly rent it's about $850 to $950. Utilities and meals are included. Here the commute might vary, really depends on where the hosting family lives. It might take from 30 minutes to up to an hour. And lastly, there is of course off-campus rent. So besides Bellevue, there is a lot of other towns nearby that students can find their apartment or find a room in an apartment with other tenants. If that would be the case, you would have your own room, but like you would share common areas with other tenants, such as living room, kitchen, and you would pay the rent, split the rent, and also split the utilities among all the tenants. When it comes to commute, kind of the same situation, depending on where you find the apartment, it might take 15 minutes, might take an hour. So something to keep in mind when looking. Okay, and next, very quickly, I want to talk to you a little bit about the requirements to apply for Bellevue College. So again, I'm gonna repeat that we accept students 4 times a year for fall, winter, spring, and summer. Our next application deadline for summer is May 24th for students outside the United States, and the fall application deadline is August 8th. So if you decide to apply in the next several months, those are the deadlines for students outside the United States, meaning that by that time, you have to have everything completed. And everything completed It's application. Our application is entirely online. It's $50. And you also submit your documents also through the online application. So you would need to submit a bank statement, transcript, copy of passport ID page, also some kind of proof of English proficiency. Again, if your passport is from the country of where the English is a speaking language, then you don't have to provide any other proof of English proficiency. Then you apply to Bellevue College. We review your application. If we have any questions or something, maybe it's not clear, we'll email you and ask to provide some additional things or maybe answer some questions. If everything looks fine, it will take about 3 to 5 business days for our admissions team to review the application. Then you will be admitted, you will get the I-20, and then all the instruction on how to apply for F1 visa. And this is information from me. If you have any questions, you can always email me just at b.anderson@bellevuecollege.edu, or you can always contact Global Education first, and then they will contact me and we'll get your questions answered.
Thank you, Peter, very much. Really appreciate your time. I know it's late for you there. So thank you again for the wonderful presentation. To everybody listening, this webinar is recorded and we will reshare the information as well as the links that Data has been talking about, as well as follow their social channels. We're at Global, all follow them, and we've learned a hell of a lot from them as well. And there's always great seeing student testimonials as well. I think that's the best way to see if a university really talks and walks the walk. So just, when you were talking about the pathways, the 2+2, and you know, a lot of America does that, both from our 2 experiences of having studied in the US. Could you just go a little bit more into why it is really important, understanding that you're not actually going backwards, you're still studying the same level, whether you're at a higher degree or the community college degree. Can you explain a little bit about why that is, and why that course, the first 2 years are really electives in the United States?
Yeah, of course. So, yeah, so again, I feel like because the universities themselves, you know, the cost became a little more expensive. There was an opportunity to create for students something like community colleges, because in higher education, again, the students will be focusing as just general education courses first, and that is a requirement towards getting a bachelor's degree. So students need to fulfill number of requirements, specific classes that they need to take that are not related to specifically to their major, but are related in general to everything. So the community colleges definitely became a way for students to start taking classes at the lower cost. And then 2+2 system became also very popular because it saved students a lot of money, and students were able to at the end get the bachelor's degree as well, so from the university. Yeah, so again, as I mentioned, this is a very popular system for students living here in the United States, and more students across the United States, across the whole world, so international students finding out about this system also as something that it's important to do, and it's not anything that will prevent you from getting your diploma, your bachelor's degree from your dream university, because all those classes that you will be taking for the first 2 years will transfer to the university of your choosing that you want to go to, and you will just study for 2 years, and then after study 2 years at the community college, and then get a bachelor's degree at the end anyway. And another, of course, benefit of attending community college first is that you could always like get that associate degree too. And then, as I mentioned, you can start maybe a career, get some experience, and then go back. Instead of doing straight 4 years, and then trying to figure out what to do next. So you kind of can have even that like a gap year from education. And you getting kind of both degrees, associate and bachelor's degree, where, of course, it's nice to have both degrees as well.
Yeah, no, it's a really good point. I hope people listening into that took some notes on that, because that's really important. The other thing as well is more people are applying to more universities from around the world, and the United States is really expanding to become the #1 destination for international students again. The more people applying to these universities, the best way for you as an international person might be the community college route and the 2+2, save money and then finish up at your dream university. I want to stress that it's a really good option for people that are looking at that cost-effective option to the United States. But you still think amazing quality, and to be around those types of companies, near Seattle is just incredible. But I've got a couple of questions here, if you don't mind, from some students.
Yeah.
Tendai, thank you very much. Really appreciate your question here. Just quickly on your question, this is something that we would get involved with you on that consultation level and make sure that we've got everything ready for those applications well in advance. So Beta, the question here to you is it possible to apply early and get an early decision? For example, if you want to study for fall 2023, but you would like to get the decision earlier in the year, is that possible? Or can you just apply to spring 2023 and then defer admission until fall?
Yeah, that's a great question. And thank you for asking. And of course, you can apply whenever you're ready, basically, for whatever term you want to apply. So just because our next term, the closest term is summer, does not mean you have to apply for summer. If you are interested in applying for the fall term, you can apply tomorrow for the fall term. And your application also should be reviewed within 3 to 5 business days.
Brilliant. Tendai, please do get in touch with us. My email is george@global-education.co.za, or just take a picture of the barcodes on either of the screens and we'll get in touch with you ASAP. So another question here from an anonymous. Anonymous, thank you very much. What is the typical amount of international student fees, as well as the tuition, room and board included?
Yeah, that's a great question as well. The tuition and fees. So when I say fees, that includes insurance, books, some other like computer fees. It's about $4,000 per quarter. So again, 1 academic year, it's about $12,000. And that does not include the boarding. So the housing, again, depending on what the student would choose, can vary from 800 to 100, 500 a month. Again, the homestay is a little cheaper, will be around 850 to 950 per month, and shared apartment also might vary from 700 to 900 per month, plus also utility costs. So again, just to summarize, $12,000 per 1 academic year. That's include insurance, fees. So about $4,000 per quarter, and that does not include the housing or costs of living. For admissions purposes, so for the bank statement, for the I-20, the required amount is 26,604.
Brilliant. And to that anonymous person asked the question, we have all of this information, so we can gladly share it with you and have that consultation as well as with yourself or with parents as well, to make sure that you're fully aware before you even apply. Tendai is asking, I think the anonymous question is talking about medicine. What should one apply if they want to study medicine? Do you want to answer that better?
Sure. So usually we don't have like a typical maybe pre-medicine course, which is okay because to actually apply for medicine, it's a little different in the United States than is in other countries. You actually have to have a bachelor's degree first, and that can be in biology or chemistry, biochemistry. So those kind of majors can help you get into the medicine. The same, it's kind of similar with a law degree, where you would have to study first like a history, political science for the first 4 years. And then when you get your bachelor's degree after 4 years, then you apply for a law degree and you study law for 3 years. But of course, medicine is longer. So you need to study for the first 4 years something related to medicine, but then there's a totally separate so you need to have a bachelor's degree, right? And then you need to take some tests for medicine to apply to schools to get into the medicine. So yeah, so like biology, chemistry, biochemistry, majors like that for medicine, pre-medicine kind of.
Just to that person as well, please do get in touch with us. I did send you my email address for a full medicine consultation. We've got some great options for you as well, and the things that you need to do. So there's a lot of ways where you can link it and create those various pathways. But just be aware, studying medicine is very costly as well. Okay. But another question from Tendai Beta here. Is there a payment plan for international students, or do you have to pay the full tuition upfront? Do you pay per quarter or once off for the year?
Yeah, so you do pay per quarter, and you pay usually before classes start at the very beginning. When you would start, there is some options for international students to pay installments, but that's from the time of student being admitted to the time student starts the classes for the first time, and those few first, so that first tuition can be paid in installments, but the last payment still needs to be done before the classes start for the first time of your attendance. And after that, unfortunately, we don't really have any other plans for international students.
Mm-hmm. Just to that as well, and it's two separate things. You've got the application process for tuition, and you've also got the visa process for your living and tuition fees, where you need to prove to the United States government, or really any government that you're going to, on the financial stability of you being able to pay and provide your living costs as well. So this is what we get involved with at your application process well in advance, so that you know all your options accurately and what you can and cannot do, whether you're studying in the United States or in Australia or wherever it is. But I think that's all the questions. Thank you very much for your time. I know it's been a late week for you this week, and thank you for joining us. I really do appreciate your time, and we look forward to seeing you in South Africa soon.
That would be great. Yes, thank you so much, everyone who joined today. Hopefully, I will see some of you in person too, maybe here in the United States. And thank you, Global Education, for hosting.
Have a good day, everybody.
Thank you.